Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to Al Jazeera, Algeria and Mali have officially moved to restore diplomatic relations, ending a rift that has lasted more than a year. Algerian President Abdelmadjid Tebboune announced the return of his country's ambassador to Bamako, while Mali has taken reciprocal measures. Additionally, the two nations have fully reopened their airspace to civilian and military aircraft. This diplomatic fallout began in April 2025, following an incident in which Algeria shot down a Malian surveillance drone, an event Bamako contested, claiming the aircraft was within its own borders. The freeze in relations had significantly impacted security in the Sahel region, an area already struggling with attacks from armed groups linked to ISIL and Al-Qaeda. Following the deterioration of ties, Algeria had stepped back from its long-standing role as a mediator in Mali's internal peace talks. However, with this thaw in relations, there is hope for improved regional stability. The two nations have since expressed a shared commitment to addressing regional security challenges and maintaining territorial integrity. According to a report by Engadget, OpenAI is undergoing a significant restructuring of its safety and research teams, which will see the departure of Johannes Heidek, the company's head of safety systems. Heidek, who joined OpenAI in 2021, announced his upcoming exit to staff in a memo. In his place, Saachi Jain, who has previously led safety initiatives at the company, will step in as the interim head of safety systems. Under the new organizational structure, OpenAI's safety teams will report directly to Mia Glace, the newly appointed Vice President of Research and Safety. Mark Chen, OpenAI's Chief Research Officer, emphasized that this realignment is designed to integrate safety work more deeply with frontier model development, allowing safety teams to play an earlier and more direct role in shaping key product and launch decisions. This major transition comes shortly after the approval and launch of OpenAI's latest model, GPT 5.6, by the U.S. government. Despite these leadership changes, OpenAI continues to retain its dedicated head of preparedness role, which was introduced earlier this year to focus specifically on mitigating severe potential risks associated with advanced artificial intelligence. According to a report by the Liberty Times, Iran's ambassador to the United Nations, Amir Said Iravani, warned on July 10 that Tehran will no longer consider itself bound by the commitments of the Islamabad Understanding if Washington continues to violate the agreement framework. The bilateral agreement brokered by Pakistan served as a foundation for ending the Middle East conflict. Following an initial ceasefire in April, both nations signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, on June 17, which outlined 14 key points, including an immediate, permanent cessation of military operations across all fronts and a mutual commitment to refrain from launching wars against each other. However, recent military clashes near the strategic Strait of Hormuz have jeopardized the progress of subsequent peace talks. Although U.S. President Donald Trump announced an end to the ceasefire following the skirmishes, he noted that negotiations between the two countries would still proceed. Iravani accused the U.S. of launching large-scale military attacks on Iran's sovereignty and territorial integrity. He emphasized that Iran remains dedicated to the MOU, but only on the condition that the U.S. fully and faithfully fulfills its own obligations. According to a report by Al Jazeera, British police have released a 26-year-old suspect arrested in connection with the murder of former government minister and Reform UK politician Ann Widdecombe, stating he is no longer part of the investigation. The 78-year-old was found dead with serious injuries at her home in rural southwest England on Thursday. Following further investigations, detectives revealed that the attack actually occurred on Wednesday around 11:30 GMT, a full day before emergency services discovered her body. Devon and Cornwall police confirmed that the suspect, a white British national arrested on Friday, was freed on Saturday. Authorities have emphasized that there is no evidence indicating the killing was politically motivated or terrorism-related, and they believe there is no wider risk to the public. Widdecombe was a well-known and controversial figure in British politics, recognized for her deeply socially conservative views. News of her death has drawn tributes from across the political spectrum, including from Prime Minister Keir Starmer and Reform UK leader Nigel Farage, who described her as an extraordinary woman. According to CBS News, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, announced that a U.S. citizen working for a humanitarian organization in the Democratic Republic of Congo has tested positive for the Ebola virus. The CDC is actively collaborating with the patient's employer, other U.S. agencies, and Congolese public health partners to identify close contacts and prevent further transmission of the deadly virus. The ongoing outbreak in Congo, which has also spread to neighboring Uganda, is reported by the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention as the fastest-growing Ebola outbreak ever recorded on the continent. So far, there have been at least 1,830 confirmed cases and 648 deaths in Congo. This specific outbreak is driven by the rare Bundibugyo virus, which currently has no approved vaccine or treatment. Though clinical trials have recently commenced, containment efforts are severely hindered by regional conflict, community mistrust, attacks on health centers, and a shortage of protective gear for healthcare workers. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.